Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle something that is absolutely essential for anyone advertising on Facebook or Instagram, but let's be honest, can also be a major source of headaches, the metapixel. We're going to demystify the whole thing from the scary-looking code all the way to how it actually gets you conversions.
So let's just start with the one big question that every single advertiser has on their mind. You're putting money into ads, right? You see clicks, you see likes, but is any of that actually turning into sales or leads on your website? How do you really, truly know if your ad spend is paying off?
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by introducing the metapixel as the answer to that big question. Then we'll roll up our sleeves and actually get it working. After that, we'll put on our detective hats and figure out how to fix the most common errors. And finally, we'll get into the really cool stuff, unlocking its true power to supercharge your campaigns.
So how do we solve that problem of not knowing if our ads are working? Well, we use the metapixel. The best way to think about it is as a bridge. It's the critical connection between the world of your meta ads and the world of your website, where all the important stuff actually happens.
Now don't let the word code freak you out. At its heart, the pixel is just a little snippet of JavaScript, but this tiny piece of code is incredibly powerful. When someone clicks your ad and lands on your site, it wakes up and starts reporting back to Meta on everything that person does. It's like having a little spy on your website, giving you the ultimate feedback loop for your ads.
So, why do we care so much about this feedback loop? Well, the benefits are a total game changer. First, you can finally track conversions and know exactly which ads are making you money. Second, you can build custom audiences to retarget all those people who visited your site but didn't buy. And third, and this is where the real magic is, Meta's algorithm uses all this data to go out and find more people who are just like your best customers, optimizing who sees your ads automatically.
All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. How do we actually get this powerful piece of code from our Meta ad account and onto our website so it can start doing its job?
Okay, so the full code snippet can look a little intimidating, but I want you to ignore all of it except for one thing, that long string of numbers right there. That is your unique pixel ID. Think of it like your personal account number. It's the key that tells your website to talk to your ad account, and you can always find it inside your Meta Events Manager. So you've basically got three main ways to do this. The easiest is usually a partner integration, like with Shopify or WordPress. They make it super simple. The old school way is to manually install it, which means copying and pasting the code into your site's header. But honestly, for the best mix of power and control, most pros will point you toward using a tag manager. And the most popular one by far is Google Tag Manager, or GTM. Now, even inside Google Tag Manager, you've got two paths. You could use a custom HTML tag, where you paste in that entire block of code, or you could use the much cleaner community template. With the template, you literally just paste in your pixel ID, and you're done. It is simpler, it's way less likely to break, and it is absolutely the way we'd recommend for pretty much everyone.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if you just installed the pixel and everything worked perfectly forever? Yeah, well, we don't live in that world. So let's talk about what happens when things go wrong, because trust me, they will go wrong.
And if you've ever felt like tearing your hair out over this stuff, you are not alone. This quote from a super frustrated advertiser on Reddit, it just says it all, doesn't it? You think it should be so simple, but then you get slammed with these confusing errors about deduplication, and suddenly everything feels completely broken.
So how do you even begin to figure out what's broken? Your first step, and this is non-negotiable, is to install your new best friend, the Metapixel Helper. It's a free extension for Chrome, and it is absolutely essential. It just runs in the background, and when you're on your website, it'll show you a little green check mark if everything's good, or it'll tell you exactly what's wrong if it's not.
Now, the Pixel Helper can spot all kinds of problems. Maybe you have a typo in your pixel ID, or the code is just loading too slowly. But the one error I really want to zoom in on, the one that causes the most confusion and directly relates to that angry Reddit post, is this one at the bottom, pixel activated multiple times.
When you see that error, it is a giant red flag for that deduplication problem we were just talking about. All it means is that Meta is hearing about the same sale from two different places, which causes it to double count your conversions and completely messes up your data. This happens all the time if you have, say, the built-in Shopify integration and a Google Tag Manager setup running at the same time.
This slide lays out the problem perfectly. Okay, on the left, that's what's supposed to happen. Someone buys one thing, and your site sends one purchase event to Meta. Simple. But on the right, that's the mess. One person buys one thing, but both your Shopify app and your GTM tag fire off a signal. Meta sees both, thinks two different sales happen, and suddenly your reporting is totally useless.
So how do you stop this double counting?
Well, the solution is actually pretty clever. It's called a unique event ID. You have to set up your systems so that for every single purchase, both of your tracking methods send the exact same unique ID along with the event. Think of it like a receipt number. It tells Meta, hey, you're getting 2 signals right now, but they have the same receipt number, so they're for the same single transaction. Please only count it once.
Okay, so we've installed the pixel, we know how to fix the most common, frustrating errors. Now it's time to move beyond just tracking who visits our pages and start unlocking the real power that's going to transform our advertising.
See, the real magic of the pixel isn't just knowing someone visited your site. It's about tracking specific, high-value actions using what Meta calls standard events. You're not just telling Meta someone visited, you're telling them they viewed a specific product, they added it to their cart, they started to check out, or they actually bought something. When you give the algorithm rich data like this, it gets so much better at finding you more customers.
Ready to really level up? Okay, let's talk about advanced matching. This is a feature that lets you securely send customer info you already have, like an email or phone number, back to Meta. Now don't worry, this is all done with privacy in mind. The data is hashed, which is a fancy way of saying it's permanently scrambled into an unreadable code before it ever leaves your website. Meta can match the scrambled code on their end, but they never ever see the raw personal data.
And the reason this is so powerful is that it dramatically boosts your match rate, the chance of connecting a person on your website to their Meta account. I mean, think about it. Someone might see your ad on their phone during their lunch break, but then wait until they get home to buy it on their laptop. Without their email, Meta might lose that trail. By sending this hash data, you help Meta connect all the dots across different devices, which makes both your tracking and your audiences way more accurate.
So when you really put it all together, from the basic install to tracking the right events to using advanced matching, you start to see the true value here. The Metapixel is what elevates your advertising from a shot in the dark, from just a guess, and turns it into a data-driven science.
And that leaves us with one last really important question that I want you to think about. This pixel gives you the power to measure pretty much any action someone takes on your site. So, what's the single most important action for your business? Is it a sale? Is it a newsletter sign up? A demo request? Knowing the answer to that is the real first step to mastering your ads.